Numbers are always intertwined with the life of every person. In numerology, each number is associated with certain traits and characteristics. Your birth year's last digit is no exception. It's like your personal code, and deciphering it can offer a glimpse into your life's purpose and direction. That's why most of us are curious about the true meaning of the numbers that appear in our birth charts. So, have you ever wondered what the last digit of your birth year really reveals about you and how you view the world? Let's join us in this journey when we reveal secrets about the single-digit number. Number 0. The eternal connector. If your birth year ends with number 0, it means you're someone who naturally brings people and ideas together. Connectors are people who seem to know everyone. You can find connectors in every walk of life. Connectors are sociable, gregarious, and are naturally skilled at making and keeping in contact with friends and acquaintances. Your mission is to connect. Hearing this, do you suddenly remember anyone? God is the ultimate connector, seeking to connect with man, ultimately through becoming like one of us, as Jesus, who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be grasped, but made himself nothing, taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness. God, who is eternal, infinite, all-powerful, took on the form of a finite, fragile man. It is like man choosing to become an ant, reducing our brains by 300,000 times. Consider the even more incredible extent God went to connect with us. When one absorbs oneself in the pure being of God, the divine energy is transferred into one's body, which purifies and empowers the self. This absorption helps the self to re-emerge its original qualities. Connectors tend to be connected to many communities, whether through interests and hobbies, jobs that cause them to work with people in other fields, or other experiences. Their strength is in occupying many different worlds and bringing them together. Number 1. The innovative pioneer. If you find your birth year ends in a 1, you, the definition of a trailblazer. If your birth year's last digit is 1, you possess natural leadership qualities. You're driven, ambitious, and not afraid to take the lead. People look up to you for guidance, and you excel in positions of authority. Your determination and self-reliance set you on a path to success. We live in unique times, and I believe God has called us to have the mindset of a pioneer. In many ways, we have lost our way as God's people, and the Lord wants to get us back on track. What will it take? I believe the Lord wants to ignite in us the mindset of a pioneer. God placed you and me in this hour in history to point people to Jesus and make an impact in this generation. Pioneers are people who go to new places to live and tell the story of Jesus in creative, informal ways. They go specifically to places where there is no obvious Christian witness or community, and start where people are at by listening, serving, and loving. Over time, Christian community forms through this work, and through the prayer and the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. So, there are characteristics of a pioneer spirit that God wants us to know today. If you have the last number is 1, please pay attention. Being a pioneer takes courage. As agents of change, pioneers must take the lead and prepare the way for others to follow. God's word tells us not to be conformed to our culture, but to change it by being salt and light. Pioneers are people of uncommon commitment. They are committed to doing the right thing out of a sense of honor and duty. Pioneers realize no price is too great to pay. Most of the 12 disciples and many leaders in the early church were martyred for their faith as they persisted to preach the gospel far and wide. They paid the ultimate price for following Christ. We probably will not be called to make that kind of sacrifice, but we may. Pioneers possess the heart of a warrior. Pioneers may not need to fight physically, but they must battle against the powers of darkness through prayer and by speaking out within the culture when the times require it. You cannot afford to sit on the sidelines and do nothing. We must stand up and take action for God, whatever it requires. Pioneers are willing to go into the unknown. Pioneers must know fear of the unknown. Pioneers have extreme passion. And pioneers are willing to fight for a cause bigger than themselves. If your personal wants and needs in life are more important than the cause God has called you to accomplish, you will never be a pioneer. Pioneers must be solely devoted to Christ and advancing His kingdom. They are not satisfied with the status quo, they long to make a difference and are willing to invest their entire lives to do it. Number 2, the intuitive empath. Those with a birth year ending in 2 are peacemakers. You have a knack for resolving conflicts and creating harmonious environments. Your patience and diplomacy are your greatest strengths. You thrive in partnerships and collaborations, making you a valuable team player. With the ending of number 2, you are a friendly, steady, and loyal personalities. You are also appreciated encouragement, patience, and unity. These people focus on the present and enjoy helping others in practical ways. They are sensitive to the world around them and take quiet joy from people and nature, particularly animals. Peacemakers value close relationships, but it may take time for others to get to know them. They live by a set of personal values, which they work hard to reflect in their everyday life. They would rather support an activity than organize it. When they do find themselves in leadership positions, they observe quietly and lead by example. These are typically spiritual seekers who have a great yearning for connection with the cosmos, as well as with other people. They work to maintain their peace of mind, just as they work to establish peace and harmony in their world. The issues encountered are fundamental to all psychological and spiritual work: being awake versus falling asleep to our true nature, presence versus entrancement, openness versus blockage, tension versus relaxation, peace versus pain, union versus separation. Number 3, the creative visionary. Creativity flows through the veins of individuals born with a last digit of 3. You have a vivid imagination and a gift for self-expression. Whether it's through art, music, or writing, you're destined to shine in creative endeavors. Your joyful spirit attracts others like a magnet. Creative people have traits that they can use in a variety of roles, not just creative ones. Creativity does not solely signify having artistic capabilities, as these creative traits exhibit themselves in the way you think. You can use creative skills to develop diverse and innovative ways to solve problems. Having a creative mind allows us to do new and exciting things and engage ourselves in a way that takes us one step closer to reaching our full potential. In his 1996 book, Creativity, the Work and Lives of 91 Eminent People, psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi suggested that, of all human activities, creativity comes closest to providing the fulfillment we all hope to get in our lives. Having a creative mind doesn't mean always engaging in a focused creative or artistic task. Creative and artistic people are imaginative, curious, and spend a great deal of time at rest, quietly reflecting on the topics that hold their interest and allowing their minds to wander. If you have number 3 in the birth year, it means when working on a project, you tend to exhibit determination and doggedness. You may work for hours on something, often staying up late into the night until you are satisfied with their work. Creative people like to daydream and imagine the possibilities and wonders of the world. They can immerse themselves in imagination and fantasy, yet remain grounded enough to turn their daydreams into reality. They are often described as dreamers, but that doesn't mean that they live with their heads in the clouds. Creative types, ranging from scientists to artists and musicians, can come up with imaginative solutions to real-world issues. While others may view their ideas as mere fantasies or as irrelevant, those with creative minds find practical ways to turn their notions into reality. Number 4, the foundation builder. If you're a 4 person, you're a natural builder and organizer. You excel at creating stable foundations, both in your personal and professional life. Your determination and practicality ensure that your projects stand the test of time. You're the rock everyone can rely on. Builders are people who are mainly driven by serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter often associated with happiness and mood balancing. These people express traits related to sociability, caution, lessened anxiety, and close relationships. Elevated activity in the serotonin systems is also linked with following the rules, respecting authority, orderliness, adherence to plans, methods, and habits, self-control, precision, interest in details, numeric creativity, and religiosity. For the builder, social situations are often fun and relaxing. They feel safe talking to others, and they like to network. Strongly driven by duty and loyalty, they often acquire a devoted pack of peers and friends, and are highly respected by these people. Builders are considered to be the true guardians of others. The builder personality type loves a challenge. They have no problem seizing the reins or expressing their opinions, even to the boss. Builders want to win. Number 5. The dynamic explorer. Born with a last digit of 5, you're an adventurer at heart. Change and excitement are your constants. You thrive on new experiences and adapt easily to diverse situations. Your free spirit inspires others to break free from their comfort zones. Explorers are creative individuals in their response to life, able to think on their feet and good at solving problems in the moment. They much more prefer to explore, experience, and try things out themselves than be guided by speculation. Explorers like to approach things their way, wanting the freedom to explore and having little patience for calls to accept a standardized approach. Following a traditional path or set of rules can make them feel restricted, sapping their interest. Number 6. The harmonious healer. As a 6 individual, you have an innate nurturing instinct. You're compassionate, caring, and deeply connected to your family and community. Your love and support create a warm and loving environment wherever you go. You're the heart of your social circle. A spiritual healer is someone who can help others get out of suffering and live life to the fullest. They are more important to this world today than ever before, as they have the potential to transform this earth into a living sky. Many people have the basic traits of a healer, but only a few know that they are special due to the fact that the signs that they are healers are sometimes quite subtle. If you own number 6, you absorb the energy of almost everything around you and therefore feel tired and exhausted. Because of your ability to bond with your surroundings, you consider yourself an empath. You can definitely feel the energy of other people. You also enjoy spending time alone. Since the energy of the world makes you feel drained, you prefer to spend time alone in order to keep your balance. You need time alone to recharge and return to normal energy levels. People from all walks of life come to you to solve their problems. You give good advice, and they love it. They always come to you with their problems and appreciate that you listen and give helpful advice. You can feel the emotions of others. This is a sure sign of a spiritual healer. You must be able to feel and understand other people's unspoken emotions and body language. Number 7. The mystical seeker. The last digit 7 signifies a natural seeker of truth and wisdom. You're drawn to spirituality, philosophy, and the mysteries of life. Your analytical mind and intuition guide you on a lifelong quest for knowledge and enlightenment. They ask questions that start with how, what, when, where, and why. They stay away from questions that can be answered with a yes or no. This creates openness for the person who is being asked, and for the person who is asking. This creates openness for the person who is being asked, and for the person who is asking. They are also willing to be wrong, and never say, "I don't know." It means they are always seeking new knowledge by engaging in conversations. When asked a question, they aren't afraid to admit when they don't have an answer. It's more important for them to learn than to look smart. Number 8. The karmic balancer. Individuals with a last digit of 8 are destined for success. You have a strong sense of ambition and a knack for financial matters. Your determination and business acumen drive you towards achieving your goals, often resulting in prosperity. You often come across as having great self-confidence, determination, and energy. You're seen as immensely hardworking and passionate about the challenges you take on. This patience and persistence ensures that you'll achieve your major aims in life. While you may look out for others, you can also be unpredictable at times. This makes it difficult for people to know you well. Your true friends will find you warm-hearted and tender, though. If you're influenced by the number 8, then you're the type of person to stand tall in adverse circumstances. The more difficult the situation, the more you rise to the occasion. Leadership is a cornerstone of the 8 personality. If you have an interest in politics, then you could reach the highest ranks. If you're drawn to the spiritual life, you may lead a flock. Or if you prefer business, you're sure to rise to a managerial position. Number 9. The universal philanthropist. Finally, if your birth year's last digit is 9, you're a true humanitarian. You're driven by a desire to make the world a better place. Your compassion knows no bounds, and you're always ready to lend a helping hand to those in need. You have a great compassion for humanity and want to dedicate yourself to improving the lot of others. You are better when dealing with the trials of the many than the trouble of a single person. You are more capable of working on the grand scale, addressing the needs of society, than on a one-to-one basis. You are kind and sympathetic, helpful and compassionate. Behind the controlled and calm facade, you are sensitive, vulnerable, and emotional. You have excellent taste. There is a good deal of artistic talent in you that shows in your home environment and your clothing. You tend to see yourself as a guardian of society, a benevolent leader, guiding and directing your community toward a better world. Represent 5 basic elements. Besides the above meaning, the last digit of your birth year also has a lot of significance, as it reveals a lot your personality rather than just helping you with your age. The numbers from 1 to 9 represent 5 basic elements: metal, water, earth, fire, and wood, which we called feng shui. The first element is metal. People who have birth years ending with 0 and 1 are governed by the qualities of metal, like the requirement of personal space and flexibility. You prefer being reserved and want to be independent without paying any heed to the advice given by others. People of the metal element have a very strong character. By nature, they have qualities such as self-reliance, independence, patience, willpower, and the ability to survive in any conditions. Despite a bit of egoism and selfishness in their character, such people treat their loved ones with respect and know how to take care of them. In most situations, they behave very restrainedly, but external pressure pushes them to actively defend their rightness and their own point of view. For representatives of this element, the most important thing is order and balance. Their distinctive features are determination and reliability. However, sometimes they try not to be part of the crowd, staying a little apart from it. When people of the metal element know what they want from life, their determination is off the charts. Having decided on their goals and desires, they will persistently and confidently move forward towards their realization, despite obstacles and doubts. They cope with the difficulties that arise along the way quite easily. Among the main character flaws are unpredictability and periodic impulsiveness. In such periods, they may lose their minds, show excessive stubbornness, and commit foolish and rash actions. Such people are characterized by a conscious thirst for power and wealth. It is not surprising that many of them become managers and bosses, and very demanding and strict ones. You are career-oriented and likely to achieve your goals as you are ambitious. Though you adore luxury and public appreciation, privacy tops the priority list for you. When it comes to relationships, you might become weak. You might also fail in relationships if your partner does not help and support you as you demand and seek a lot from your partner. Water is the second element. Water is an epitome of adaptability, for whose ending digit birth year with 2 and 3. Similarly, You are creative, emotional, and empathetic. You have the skill of molding people's views and opinions with your words. Rather than being an overly dominating partner, you'll be a controlling partner. You have the power to make people good about themselves by giving them the soothing and calming effect. It helps you to grow into a lovable personality. However, you might appear indecisive at times. Make sure that people do not take your good nature for granted. People governed by the water element have quite responsive and charming personalities, ready to empathize and support their loved ones in difficult times. The distinctive character traits of such people are flexibility, the ability to go with the flow, a brilliant mind, creativity, and a wonderful imagination. There are quite a few great thinkers and philosophers among them, distinguished by their independence and ability to easily master several specialties at once. People of the water element cleverly apply these qualities to build a happy and successful life. Their communication skills are always at a high level. In addition, they have the gift of persuasion, which allows them to achieve significant results in diplomacy. Their highly developed intuition helps them notice details that are invisible to others. These people are not only excellent organizers, but also successful performers. Many of them are able to notice and identify each person's special talent and then help in its development. Often, they may apply this ability in their profession, for example, as an artistic director or producer. However, such people also have negative qualities. Firstly, they are often insincere and overly secretive, unwilling to reveal their secrets to others. Secondly, they have a pronounced desire to manipulate others. People of this element tend to go only the easy way, thereby showing passivity and a tendency to indulge others and their whims. They should learn how to define and defend their own opinions, and to achieve their goals with their own strength and intelligence. The third one is wood. Wood is one of the essential parts of the tree, not only because it gives strength to the tree, but also it helps the tree to fight adverse weather conditions and helps to make it aesthetic. People with birth years ending with 4 and 5 appreciate prospering, growing with experiences and enhancing their knowledge. It will be apt if we define your personality as positive, dynamic, and ever-growing. You are fantastic at workplaces because your decision-making skills are so on point that it will always be an aid in the workplace. Plus, you are a good manager as well as a good organizer. You tend to maintain good relations with your friends and your colleagues and take care of them in the best way possible. You always aim for higher goals. The best thing about you is that you are confident in yourself and are extremely concerned about your near and dear ones. You give your 100% in every relationship. The only drawback is that you never allow yourself to step forward and take the lead, therefore, giving a chance to other people. Make sure that you appear more in the crowd of a million. The main character traits of people whose element is wood are generosity, high morality, integrity, the gift of persuasion, and a thorough analysis of information. The wood-type people are distinguished by their special creativity and artistry. Moreover, they apply these qualities in any business they undertake. They are so hardworking that they cannot sit idle for a long time, so they are constantly looking for new activities or work, believing that conscientious labor is the best and proper use of human strength. Another strong quality is their self-confidence and the ability to be content with what they already have, without trying to jump above their own heads. Those born under the protection of the wood element are truly devoted companions who never think only about themselves and listen to the wishes and problems of their loved ones. One of the main disadvantages of such people is their inability to multitask. It is common for them to take on more tasks than they can complete, leading to the fact that an extra part of the work is either not performed or is performed poorly. People who are associated with the wood element should learn to identify limitations for themselves and soberly assess their capabilities and strengths. They are also characterized by a certain slowness and passivity, so they often find themselves in a position dependent on other people. Number 4 is fire. Fire symbolizes action and passion. People who have 6 and 7 as the last digit of their birth year, it means they are competitive, fierce, impulsive, aggressive, and healthy. You love showing love and affection to the one you like. You tend to enjoy every bit of the relationships and have never-ending passion. Talking about your professional life, you seem to be a good leader and want to succeed in everything you venture into. Since you have a strong personality, you tend to draw the attention of other people towards you with your actions. However, the only drawback is that you lose your temper fast and want things to be done as per you as quickly as possible. You get stressed fast and have tolerance be at anything. Fire people are real adventurers who are always ready to explore something new and incredible. These energetic and active people undoubtedly have all the prerequisites to become successful leaders and businessmen because they just love to compete and win. People of the fire element are distinguished by their special attractiveness as well as their ability to communicate. They hate being alone and try to surround themselves with a large circle of communication and constant movement. Despite their increased sociability and thirst for adventure, these are truly family people who cherish close ties. The following character traits can be distinguished among the representatives of the fire element: friendliness, high self-esteem, brilliant mental abilities, determination, self-confidence, and public speaking skills. Serious character flaws of people born under the influence of the fire element include their excessive aggressiveness and an absolute willingness to achieve the desired result by any means, even if they have to go over people's heads. They also have such negative traits as excessive emotionality, impatience, extreme ambitiousness, and selfishness. The last element is earth. Earth is something which gives life to thousands of organisms, provides the much-needed stability, a sense of security and firmness, which makes life possible. Just like the earth, who have the last digit in a birth year is 8 or 9, are a patient person who is wisely accompanied with cautious nature. Since you take decisions with a careful approach, you have a clear mind, due to which you are a good advisor for a lot of people. The wisdom you attain helps other people to bring out their inner being and grow as an individual. Just like the earth, you have a sacrificing nature and you are very responsible and loyal. Because of your decisive nature, you are a good decision maker, which helps you excel in your professional life. You do better in business because you do not let your emotions control you or govern you in any manner. You have a prudent approach towards life. Talking about your relationships, you do not like being deceived by the person you love. You want your partner to stay loyal to you. Your beloved becomes a part of your life and you trust them a lot. However, you want to control your life completely. You give way too much importance to logic and do not consider paying attention to your intuitions. You are afraid of changes. People belonging to the earth element are distinguished by patience and reliability, as well as incredibly developed intuition. They always behave very responsibly towards their relatives and friends. They are idealists by nature, although very ambitious ones. They are quite down-to-earth and rational individuals who are used to solving any problem according to a clear plan, step by step, and guided by reason. For many, representatives of this element are role models for their highly developed moral and ethical values. Discipline and ethics are not empty words for these people, and their very conservative nature helps them make the most effective use of their available resources. As a rule, they achieve a high financial position. They have a unique ability to calculate the prospects of any undertaking and business in advance. They are characterized by restraint in emotions. However, they also need the love of people close to them. They may lack vivacity and adventurism in communication. Speaking about the character flaws of representatives of this element, it is worth mentioning that they can be unnecessarily stubborn and cruel. It is important for them to keep everything under their control. At the same time, they are usually guided by their own benefits and personal interests. Most of all in life, They are afraid of the unknown. So, against this background, they may even have panic attacks or depression. So, the last digit of your birth year isn't just a number, it's a cosmic clue to the essence of your being.